Hello friends, my name is Vas Solo. I'm a recovered drug addict and alcoholic, a practicing yogi, and a certified meditation instructor. For most addicts, drugs and sex addiction go hand in hand. And the sex addiction is often more embarrassing to talk about than the drugs. So that's exactly what I'll talk about today. But first, please support the channel by subscribing and make sure to hit the bell. I upload videos about addiction, recovery, and personal development, so if you're into that kind of stuff, make sure to subscribe. When I first started this channel, I did it because I wanted to help as many people as possible. Because I know that when I was an addict, I felt all alone in the world. And so I've tried to be as honest as I can about what it was like for me, because I know there's lots of you out there that are going through the same thing. And so today I'm going to talk about what most of us are more embarrassed to talk about than the drugs. It's our addiction to sex. Whether it's getting high and watching hours of porn, or it's hiring escorts, or it's hooking up with people we've met online. If you do any of these things while you're using, trust me, you're not the only one. What I used to do was I would get high and watch hours of porn. That was my pattern of using. I tried the whole hooking up with strangers that I met online thing, but I always found it really awkward. Now, my addiction to coke and pornography were two sides of the same coin. I remember a Saturday when our Wi-Fi was out and I would not call my dealer because I couldn't satisfy the other half of my addiction. It's hard for a normal person to understand why someone would act this way, but that's what happens when you use these drugs. Stimulants like coke and meth arouse our lower nature to the point where we lose all our inhibition, and we do things that we never do while we're sober. Now, I won't go into details about what those things are. I don't think it's necessary. But to illustrate what I mean, I'll tell you a quick story. Once, when I was on a snowboarding vacation with my ex, we met some people at a bar with whom we started partying. And then somebody there sold me some coke. And as soon as I did my first line, I immediately left the bar, went back to our cabin, locked myself in the bathroom, and started watching porn. And then roughly half an hour later, she came back to the cabin with all of those people from the bar. And while they were in the living room, literally 10 feet away from the bathroom that I was in, instead of coming out, I stayed in there for another half an hour to finish the drugs. And I remember them asking her, "What is he doing in there?" And her replying, "He's in there watching porn." I shudder to think about it now, but that's the reality of addiction. Now, those 6 years of doing what I was doing completely warped my brain and distorted how I saw women, relationships, and sex. First of all, I was a terrible boyfriend. Second of all, I began to believe that I could never be happy in a monogamous relationship, because after a while I couldn't see women as anything other than sex objects. And I knew that this was wrong, but my mind was so twisted that I couldn't do anything about it. I began to feel like this disgusting creep who was completely unworthy of love. And I ended up losing my confidence, my self-respect, and the worse I felt about myself, the lower I allowed myself to slide, until I couldn't slide any further down and I hit my rock bottom, and you guys probably know what happened from there. So I'm sharing this part of my story because I know that it's a very common thing amongst addicts. I know this from talking to people in the group. Most people, including myself, are ashamed of it. I even asked my sponsor when I first started going to meetings, how much detail do I need to provide on this matter when I share in the group? To which he replied, not a lot. You can talk about this stuff with me if you want, but talk about it in general terms when you share at the meetings. And know that once you work the steps and recover, that part of you will also change. And he was right. Today, I'm happily married and I have a much healthier relationship with sex. I still have natural sexual urges, but they don't control me anymore. They don't dominate my thinking or cause me to pick up drugs. And that's because I've done the work that it takes to recover. That's why today I can make a video about it and put it up online for the whole world to see. Because thanks to the 12-step program, I'm not that person anymore. And if people judge me for what I did in the past, that's fine. As long as this video helps you guys, that's all that matters. My sponsor said, Vas, whatever you've done, there are people in the program who have done a lot worse. So if you're watching this video and you're doing things that you're not proud of because of your addiction, my suggestion is go to a meeting, get a sponsor, and work the steps. I promise it will change your life. That's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching this video. Please support the channel by sharing, liking, subscribing, and make sure to hit the bell. I'll be making many more videos about recovery, so please subscribe. And thank you for letting me share this message with you. If you have anything that you want to share, please post it in the comments. Thank you for watching, take care, and I'll see you next time.